I don't even know. Anywho, the point is this. I'm going to talk about some statistics that are out there. What I say, is hopefully accurate, but I mean, what can I say? The information is thrown at us, and whether it's true or not, I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm going to talk about it today, whether you want to believe it, whether you don't want to believe it, whether I'm being accurate or not, according to sources and websites and research and all these things. I mean, if they're lying to us, I wouldn't be surprised. But here's the thing. According to 2026 consumer statistics, women make approximately 85% of all purchasing decisions. Let me repeat that. According to 2026 consumer statistics, women make approximately 85%. 85% of all purchasing decisions. That includes food, coffee, cars, technology, clothing, household products, healthcare, travel, streaming subscriptions, gifts, furniture, business services, business products, beauty, electronics. The list goes on. That's what I'll be talking about today, and it does go with the pink tax, the 7B, the 4B, and the matriarchy of 2026 plus. Great. Okay. I said a couple weeks ago, this is where the economy is going to shift because, or at least, that's the goal, right? Because right now, men dominate everything. Men have dominated the economy, have dominated, political seats, religious seats, whatever they're called, all of these things, and they've dominated the economy. But guess what? If you're looking at what 2026 consumer statistics say, with all of the market research that they do and all of the products that are bought by who? 85% of women globally and in the USA. This is for both. This is not just USA. This is global. So if you don't believe me, go ahead and look it up for yourself. Go, please be informed. So anywho, if 85% of women are making the purchasing decisions of their homes and their lives, then why are people supporting male-dominated companies like Starbucks? Do you know that the male CEO, what's his name, Nicolo something? I don't know. I'll look it up later. Well, I have it here, but I'll talk about it later. I already have it here, but his name is something, Nicolo, whatever. He's a dude. He made $31 million in 2025 just from being the CEO of Starbucks. How is that okay? How is that great? How is that fair? How is that amazing? Meanwhile, the workers at Starbucks are striking and protesting against their pay and their work situations. And guess what? 71% of women work at Starbucks. So it's already, the women are working there getting paid less. Meanwhile, the CEO of Starbucks is making $31 million a year, or at least he did in 25. Supposedly, according to what the research says. I don't know. I'm not freaking there. What I do know is I'm going to talk about it. So again, please think about where you're purchasing from, what you're purchasing into, and whose pockets is it filling? Okay, so anywho, women are driving the economy. Women have been driving the economy, but it's the men that have been taking all of the effing credit. It's the men that have been, focusing on their careers and the work that they do on the backs of women while the women are at home cooking or cleaning or whatever women do because they're too busy being wives, which is an extra part-time job. It's not a full-time job to be a wife for what they, for what they do for their husbands or their boyfriends or whatever. So why are corporations still trying to exploit women through pink tax marketing instead of actually investing in women? So the question that A spit out, why are corporations still trying to exploit women through the pink tax marketing instead of actually investing in women? Because it doesn't serve the patriarchy to support women. That's why we need to, as women, support the matriarchy through the economy boost. And please start supporting women-owned, women-founded, women-led companies, okay? And I'm talking about Amazon. I know it's very convenient and it's easy and it's just beep, bop, boop, bop, bop, and it gets delivered to your door. But guess what? Amazon ain't the only one. So go find yourself a female-led Amazon adjacent like one. I'm going to say some of them at the end of this video as well. So, there's options. It doesn't have. Why are you making Jeff Bezos more money in his pocket and all the other men that are in the Amazon team? Why? Because it's convenient, because it's easy, because nobody told you different, because you didn't know you have a choice? Well, you do. Do whatever you want, but it ain't me. So, pink tax is when companies take a gender neutral product, color it pink or purple or light green or light blue or yellow or something, label it for women, and then charge you more money for essentially the exact same item. For example, razors with the same ingredients, the same product, just higher price for women. They've been doing this for a very long time. So we're here to talk about flipping the pink tax. In 2026, women, the ones that choose to be, the ones that can be, the ones that are not oppressed enough are more educated, financially independent, more entrepreneurial, more influential in the workforce than ever before in U.S. history. At the same time, U.S. birth rates currently are at historic lows. Society is changing, the economy is changing, women's roles are changing, consumer behavior is changing. So guess what? Get on top of it now so that you will be on top of it later as well. So instead of allowing corporations to profit from women while giving little back to women, you can flip the pink tax entirely. How? By intentionally supporting women-owned, women-founded, women-led, and mission-driven businesses. That is how your money becomes power instead of exploitation. Again, I'll say you just think it's a cup of coffee, but it's really just you're like slapping the face of 71% of women that work at Starbucks, and then the rest of the other people that work at Starbucks. You're slapping them. They have a whole strike going on right now. They call themselves the Red Cup Rebellion. They have a website. They have gone on protests against the exploitation of Starbucks on their workers. It's not a new thing. It's been going on since, I think, November 2025. Not sure, but go look it up. I can't remember all these dates, okay? But I can't remember what every single thing makes me feel like. And when I hear about these things, I'm not going to be quiet about it. It's not correct. It's not right. It's not just. I encourage you to actually research the founders and ownership behind the companies you currently support. Because once you start researching where your money goes, you start seeing things very differently. Every dollar you spend is essentially a vote for the future you want to exist in. And that, I will say that again. Every dollar you spend, dear 85% of women, or the 85% of consumers are women. Dear women, every dollar you spend is essentially a vote for the future you want to exist. Do you want to keep it in the patriarchy, or do you want it to go to the matriarchy? You have to decide. You have to do the research. You have to learn. You have to see where the money is actually going, not just where you hope and wish that it might. You have the power to make these decisions. 85% of women are the consumers. 85% of women are the buyers, are the money decision making inside the homes. That's a lot. You have so much power, and now you can double up on that power by choosing where your money is going to be spent and where it is not going to be spent. Stop supporting the patriarchy economically. Please, I implore you. And start supporting the matriarchy economically. Please, I implore you. Okay, and then it just talks about again about the Starbucks thing. I haven't bought Starbucks in many years. Haven't really wanted to. I always felt weird about Starbucks, and the prices are insane. So it's like, what? Why would I spend my money on Starbucks? Like, no. How? It's not even convenient. And anyway, so here's what the reports say. 2026 Starbucks CEO Brian Niccol, that's his name, and his last name is Niccol. First name Brian, whatever. Received approximately $31 million in compensation in 2025. Meanwhile, Starbucks workers are actively protesting and striking. According to the Starbucks Workers United, the Red Cup Rebellion strike info, they have a website. More than 1,000 union baristas launched the Red Cup Rebellion unfair labor practice strike over issues including staffing shortages, higher pay demands, unresolved labor complaints. And here's another important detail. Women reportedly make up 71% of Starbucks U.S. workforce. So think critically about the dynamic. Now, compare that to the company like, for example, instead of Starbucks, you're going to want coffee, obviously. So here's an alternative, Severista Coffee. Spoke about it the other day. It was founded by Kate Brown, a woman who walked away from an extremely stressful corporate environment and built something different from the ground up. She was navigating overwhelmingly with work stress, family hardships, anxiety, and burnout. And instead of giving up, she built the company of Severista Coffee. I talked about it the other day. It's got half calf, decaf, okay, organic, ethical grown beans, all these things. So please look up the Severista Coffee history to understand. Because even if you go to the Red Cup Rebellion strike website, which is the Starbucks Workers United Protesters, right? They have a website, and I'm not sure if they give options to what coffee to buy instead. Like, I can't remember. I don't remember. I mean, I have seen the website. I've been to the website plenty of times. I don't remember them saying, well, instead of buying Starbucks, go buy this. Because here's the thing. They're still working at Starbucks as baristas. Meanwhile, they're also striking and protesting while working because, of course, they still have to pay their bills, the workers. But they're also striking and protesting to get a better leverage on the workforce, better pay, more people getting on the shifts instead of just like having. Can you imagine being a Starbucks barista and there's two people behind there and there's 25 people wanting their coffee? You know how rude they get. Oh, where's my coffee? Why is it taking so long? Well, nobody wants to work for freaking Starbucks. Why? Well, Red Cup Rebellion will tell you why. Come on. Please open your eyes. Stop hiding under the, well, at least my bills are paid blanket. Come on. Like, if you make no differences, if you make no small changes, small differences, small choices today, it will be the same exact garbage poo next month, next year, next, decade. So you have the power. Use it. Use it with your daily decisions every day. Every day. So my point was this. When I went over to the Red Cup Rebellion website for the Starbucks Worker United, protesters, I don't remember seeing them. So, well, instead of buying Starbucks, buy, this coffee or that coffee, blah, 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 blah. Because, of course, I guess it would really make sense for them to say, go buy this coffee instead, because they still really need to keep their jobs, even though their job situation is not great ideal. I mean, they go into work, they do all the actual work. And meanwhile, Brian Nichols, CEO of Starbucks, is making $31 million a year, 2025, just because he's a man in charge on time. No, it's done. Okay, anyway, so I'm almost done here. So, and remember, women reportedly make up 71% of Starbucks US workforce. Okay, so, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I was talking about Severista in case you were looking for an alternative. Here's some more information about Severista coffee with the half calf and the decaf. So she went through this overwhelm of corporate world and navigating stress, family, hardship, anxiety, burnout, right? That's where I left off. So she built this Severista company, and she traveled globally. Her name is Kate. She traveled globally sourcing beans and created a craft, decaf, and half-calf coffee brand focused on quality, intentionality, and a healthier coffee experience. That matters to me because that story represents resilience, creativity, ownership, building, reconstructing, rebuilding. And it gets even more interesting, and I'll tell you why. This is a level up reason why you should support companies, women-founded companies like Severista. Not only is it founded by a woman, but also, even better, just as good, amazingly enough, Severista was later acquired by Explore Cold Brew. Explore Cold Brew. Sorry, I can't say. Severista was later acquired by Explorer Cold Brew, which was founded by Kaysen Crane. Now, who is Kaysen Crane? I'm going to tell you. Super cool person. Kaysen Crane became the first openly LGBTQ person to climb Mount Everest and complete the 7 summits. First of all, that's super cool. Then, not only that, but his company, Explore Cold Brew, is certified by the National LGBTQ Plus Chamber of Commerce and has raised over more than $200,000 supporting the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project helps LGBTQ people suffering from mental health or crisis situations, like in hotlines and resources. Okay, so again, Severista is helping a lot of people, and so is Kaysen Crane, and so is Explore Cold Brew, and so is the Trevor Project. This is what you get when you start researching and really looking into what's really happening and peeling back the layers of onion and the stuff that you have probably been just like, oh, I'm too tired to look it up. I'm too busy to look it up. I need to go to work. I need to sleep. I rather scroll and look it up. I rather just TikTok scroll all day and do nothing and just look it up. Look it up. Learn some stuff, please. So this is what you're actually supporting with Savorista, for example. This is one example of how many. Come on now. You're supporting a woman-founded brand, an LGBTQ-owned leadership, an ethical sourcing, a craft quality product, independent entrepreneurship, mission-driven business growth. This is completely different from blindly funding giant corporations like Starbucks, like Amazon, that exploit labor workers while funneling massive wealth upwards to themselves. And this conversation is bigger than coffee. This is about changing consumer habits intentionally. This is about creating Matriarchy Future 2026 plus, though through everyday economic decisions. You do not need billions of dollars to create change. You need awareness. You need education. You need intention. You need consistency. You need to learn deeply, seek, peel back the layers of the onion. Because yes, it's ugly and it's stinky and the patriarchy sucks. You can start today. Research the brands you buy from, research who owns them, research where the money goes, research who benefits, research what they have donated to, what they have not, helped with, what, things like that, right? What charities are they associated with, and things like that. And if you're looking for alternatives to a giant male-led corporation and marketplace, I also support the W Marketplace. Yes, the W Marketplace. Yes, the W is for women. The W Marketplace. Look it up. They're all over. LinkedIn, Facebook. Yeah. They have a website too. The W Marketplace exists specifically to empower women-owned businesses and strengthen women's economic development. I also recommend exploring By Women-Owned Directory. There's a directory, and you can look at it. It's called By Women-Owned. B-U-Y, women. By Women-Owned. By Women-Owned. Get it? Okay, cool. Because the future is not just built politically, it's built economically, it's built socially, it's built digitally, it's built by purchases that you make every single day. And 85% of women are the ones actually doing the purchases. Hello, that's great. That's amazing. Congratulations to you. Women, you all have the power. We have the means to do it. It is built through your daily decisions, and women already hold enormous consumer power. The question is, will corporations continue exploiting that power? Or will women redirect that power back into women-owned ecosystems, women-owned communities, and women-owned businesses, founded, led by women? How? That is how you flip the pink tax. Not by buying more pink products. By building a supporting system that actually benefit women. Thank you very much. Check out Savorista Cafe. If you have other companies that you want to talk about, that you want to support, I will be happy to support them here on my show. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.